Hi, what's up, everybody? It is Amrinder Singh. So today I'm gonna teach you basically the difference, or maybe some things you see in like some textbook, the Punjabi learning textbook about grammar, and maybe you learn from teacher some lines. So I'm gonna tell you, is these lines exist in spoken Punjabi or not, right? And I'm gonna also like if we don't use these lines or these tenses and what we use instead, all right? So there would be some sentences uh, and there will be some words and which like we never used, all right, and maybe some like we use a little bit but not that many. So that's what I'm gonna tell you, right? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna basically take all the tenses, all right, like a few tenses in present, future, and past, all right. So then I'm gonna tell you, all right, we're gonna start from past, all right, let's say from past. So in past, so when we say, let's say we basically nothing, only, I'm gonna give you example only with two verbs. One is like a drink, which means pina, all right. The another is dekhna, all right, which means saw or look, whatever, right? Because if I give you like a different verb examples, maybe it could be confused. So I'm gonna stick to these two verbs, and I'm gonna show you how it's going to be different style of these verbs in different tenses. All right. Okay. So past simple tense. All right. You just wanna say like kal main bahut sara pani pita. Yesterday I drank a lot of water. All right. Pani pita. All right. So in book, in text is always going to be a pita C. All right. मैं बहुत सारा पानी पीता सी. All right. So it's C. But when we spoke, we also use C. Sometimes we don't. It's kind of 50-50. All right. It's not always C. So we can just say pita. The verb pina, which means drink. So how we know it's in the past? Because we say pita. All right. So it means in past. We don't need to put C, but sometimes we put C, sometimes we don't. Right. Uh, Another example, the same, like if you say like yesterday I saw two horses, all right. So कल मैं दो घोड़े देखे, all right. कल मैं दो घोड़े देखे. Yesterday I saw two horses. I could say दो घोड़े देखे see or देखे, right? कल मैं दो घोड़े देखे or देखे see, same thing. We can use whatever we like, all right. But in textbook, it's not see, it's sun. कल मैं दो घोड़े देखे sun. All right. So this thing sun doesn't exist in spoken at all. All right. So you can see maybe in the writing or maybe some kind of formal grammar books, maybe some teachers is teaching you that way, but it didn't exist in spoken. All right. If we are gonna use like present, not present, I mean past continuous tense. कल मैं दो घोड़े देख रहा सी 4 बजे. It means yesterday I was watching or was looking at two horses at 4 o'clock, right? That's what it means. So देख रहा सी, all right? So it's also kind of 50-50. I could say that, but rarely, maybe I think 25% if I'm gonna say that कल मैं दो घोड़े देख रहा सी. It's very rare. I'm gonna use ਦੇਖੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ. ਕੱਲ ਮੈਂ ਦੋ ਘੋੜੇ ਦੇਖੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ 4 ਵਜੇ. So I will ਦੇਖੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ as present, not present, past continuous tense, all right? So in books, it's always going to be ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ, ਰਹੇ ਸੀ. I also talked about this thing before few times, all right? I will say ਜਾਂਦੇ ਸੀ, ਦੇਖੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਸੀ. Now here, ਜਾਣਾ means like a go. So we say, oh, janda, or kithe janda, where he's going. But in this situation, it's not like a going anywhere. So when I say janda, dekhi janda si. So when janda si is basically representing a continuous tense. It's still like a keep going. Here it doesn't mean going, all right? So my area we say jande si. Main kode dekhi janda si, whatever. Some people from other area, they say, main kode dekhan diyan si, all right? Diyan si. So it doesn't exist in books, but people say that ਡਿਆਂ ਸੀ ਮੈਂ ਘੋੜੇ ਦੇਖਣ ਡਿਆਂ ਸੀ or ਮੈਂ ਘੋੜੇ ਦੇਖੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ. There's a one way, the more kind of standard way ਦੇਖ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ, all right? People are just you. I'm not saying it's not being used ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ. It's being used, but it's rare. Mostly people say ਕਰਨ ਡਿਆ ਸੀ, ਦੇਖਣ ਡਿਆ ਸੀ, same like ਕਰੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ, ਦੇਖੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ, ਪੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ, ਜਾਂਦਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ, all right? So this was the past tense. In present, all right? So we will say like, he is watching two horses, right? He is looking at two horses. ਉਹ ਘੋੜੇ ਦੇਖ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ. This is the text would say. ਉਹ ਘੋੜੇ ਦੇਖ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ. So ਹੈ, he put ਹੈ, it's mean present tense. But in talking, in real life, nobody uses ਹੈ. Everybody say ਉਹ ਘੋੜੇ ਦੇਖੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ. ਉਹ ਘੋੜੇ ਦੇਖੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ, right? And some people say ਉਹ ਘੋੜੇ ਦੇਖਣ ਡਿਆ. All right, keep in mind, ਡਿਆ and ਜਾਂਦਾ is kind of being used very commonly in spoken Punjabi, all right? More than reha. So most of you guys who learn Punjabi, and you learn reha, all right? I think it's easier to use reha because it doesn't have that much variation like we have with like when somebody say, main, like if I say main dekh reha, right? It's very rarely I'm gonna say like main dekhi jana. When I use like o dekhi janda, now it's a variation. When I use main, I use jana, but when I use o and I use janda, da, right? Janda, jana. There's a variation. If you wanna know it, what this kind of variation, why we use, I made another podcast about it. You need to look at that when I talked about counting tenses. If you look at that, I explained there. All right. So yeah, whenever if you wanna speak Punjabi, I think you need to probably stick with the reha, main dekh reha. But I think you need to just eliminate the hai thing and then just say and so like o kode dekh reha hai. You can say o kode dekh reha. Just say reha and add the sound reha. All right, it's much better. All right. So yeah, but you need to understand other ways like a dekhan dya, dekhi janda, for your understanding, not for speaking. If you want to speak that way, cool, you can speak that way. But if you don't want to, that's cool. But it's important to understand that way, all right? Anyway, present perfect, all right? When you already done something, if you want to say, I already watched this, all right? Or I already have watched this, something like that. So in Punjabi, in textbook, and the grammatically is going to be, मैं पहला ही देख चुका हूँ. मैं ये movie पहला ही देख चुका हूँ. It means I have watched this movie already, all right? देख चुका हूँ. So this चुका हूँ, we don't use चुका. I will say मैं पहला ही देखी है. ये फिल्म मैं पहला ही देखी है. ये मूवी मैं पहला ही देखी है. I say देखी है. All right. So this chukka thing, we don't use. I never heard anybody using that. All right. Maybe some people in the news who speak as formal, they can say that. But normally I never heard that. That's so weird. Let's say if I want to ask somebody who maybe I'm talking about any kind of TV show or movie, not gonna say like a tum pehla dekh chukka hai. If I use this one to anybody, they're gonna laugh at me. They're like, what the hell are you talking about? Why are you talking like that? That's so weird. It didn't matter in my area, in anywhere in Punjab. That's so weird. All right. So so I will say like हाँ मैं ये फिल्म पहला देखी है. Like if somebody is telling me the name, I'm just gonna say ये फिल्म मैं पहला देखी है. ये फिल्म मैं पहला देखी है. All right, not like ये फिल्म मैं पहला देख चुका हूँ. So this is a weird thing to say this thing. All right, but this is how it is in textbook, in grammar books. Probably that's what you're learning. I don't know, from the teacher, but it's not normal. It's like so weird. But if somebody is using who is learning Punjabi, we understand that. So another thing, these are the things, even you're good at Punjabi, and these are the things makes you like, I don't know, like it basically indicates you are kind of not good in Punjabi. Probably you are, but immediately like somebody think like, oh, why this person is talking like that? Oh, maybe he's a non-native speaker, or maybe he's learning, right? So these kind of things basically makes you different. All right. So it's up to you. If you want to use it, you can use it, or otherwise not. All right. And another thing is for plural in present continuous tense, not continuous. Every present tense is using han. Like, oh, बहुत सारे लोग ਹਨ. There are a lot of people. Oh, बहुत सारे लोग ਹਨ. So we use the ਹਨ. So in colloquial Punjabi, nobody say han. We say oh, बहुत सारे लोग आ. Lok a or lok ne. So we end with our ne with plurals. All right. So these hand han, nobody uses it. You don't need to use it in speaking. All right. But that's what you learn probably from some teachers and some books. All right. So when it comes to future, so if I wanna say like let's say I will watch a movie tomorrow. I will say मैं कल movie देखूंगा. I won't say that in the books. That's how it is. I think maybe some people use that way. मैं कल एक movie देखूंगा. I will say देखूंगा. मैं कल एक movie देखूंगा. All right. So when it comes to in the future, so there's a lot of variations. All right. So okay, some people say मैं movie देखूंगा, some people देखूंगा, and it's different with like a different pronouns, right? मैं कल movie देखूंगा, so वो movie देखूंगा, right? तुसी movie देखोगे, ਅਸੀਂ movie ਦੇਖਾਂਗੇ. So it's different with any pronoun. If you're using मैं, तुम, तुसी, o as a plural, so it's different. All right. So I also made a podcast about it. If you want to learn about this thing, you need to check that one. All right. Because it's gonna be so long. Like if I have to explain the whole thing, so it's gonna be so long podcast. All right. I already explained this thing. You need to check this out if you wanna learn about this thing more. Anyway, I will also explain this thing again with another episode with more examples. But I already described this thing. So you're gonna find, I think probably I give a title about future tense, not present, like a future tenses, any kind of future tenses. Maybe you can look at that. So how we use it differently with the different pronouns. We ending the verb basically differently. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, these were the things. In the future, there are a lot of variation. I think you need to check by yourself independently and learn these. I think the future tense is kind of more variations when ending the verbs, ending the sentences. That's what you need to learn and give more effort on that. When it comes to past and present, they don't have that much variation. All right. So I hope you learned something new today and like get some kind of valuable information. Anyway, I'll be back with another lesson another day.